Right now, your household is absorbing two massive economic blows at the same time. Between the $1,600 tax increase created by the new global tariffs and the severe energy shock triggered by the war with Iran, an enormous amount of purchasing power is being drained from your budget. The Supreme Court struck down the most aggressive of those tariffs in early 2026, but the economic damage cannot be reversed by a legal decree. The supply chains were already restructured, the input costs already climbed, and those higher prices are now embedded in the American economy. To protect your cash flow from these simultaneous crises, we developed a 4-step checklist to recalibrate your personal finances against sticky inflation and geopolitical volatility. You have zero control over global trade wars, retaliatory tariffs, or energy disruptions in the Middle East. You do have complete control over your internal household ledger. Here is exactly how to secure it. Step 1 is an immediate budget audit. Pull your recent bank statements and compare your current grocery and essential spending against what you paid back in 2023, before any of these trade disruptions began. This animation illustrates a concept economists call sticky prices. When tariffs impose sudden costs on importers, consumer prices shoot up like an elevator. But when those tariffs are reduced or struck down in court, prices do not ride the elevator back down. They slowly drip down like molasses, only falling when fierce market competition forces them to. That means the $1,600 cumulative burden from the 2025 and 2026 tariffs is currently locked into the shelf price of your daily staples. To absorb this, you need to physically restructure your monthly allocations. This chart shows what you must do. Compress your discretionary spending manually to accommodate a permanent $100 to $150 expansion in your essentials category. Companies like Procter & Gamble and JM, Smucker faced billions in new supply chain costs, leading to permanent price hikes on everyday items from Tide detergent to Folgers coffee. Those higher totals at the checkout screen are your new baseline. If you fail to budget for the current shelf price, the difference will quietly drain out of your emergency savings every single month. Step 2 requires you to identify your interest rate exposure. Highlight every variable rate debt you carry, placing immediate focus on your revolving credit card balances and any adjustable rate mortgages. Because tariff-driven inflation is hitting at the exact same time as a massive spike in energy costs, the Federal Reserve is trapped. This stagflation means they will likely keep interest rates elevated far longer than the markets previously expected. This thermometer diagrams exactly why variable debt becomes toxic in this specific environment. As the Federal Reserve holds rates high to fight inflation, the carrying cost of your debt stays trapped in the danger zone, right as your dollars lose purchasing power at the grocery store. You must prioritize paying off these variable balances entirely, or at minimum, consolidate them into fixed-rate loans right away. Your primary metric for success in Step 2 is achieving a strict zero balance on all variable accounts. Locking in your exact debt costs today ensures that a hawkish Federal Reserve cannot extract any further cash flow from your household tomorrow. Step 3 is to audit your investments. Log into your 401k and brokerage accounts and identify your exposure to consumer companies that rely heavily on foreign manufacturing and imported parts. Companies built around global shipping and retail logistics are profoundly vulnerable. With constant changes to trade policy and retaliatory tariffs from dozens of countries, their profit margins are taking a direct hit. This diagram outlines a simple defensive strategy. Shift your allocations out of the vulnerable bucket of import-dependent logistics and move them toward the resilient bucket, domestic production companies, energy providers, and hard assets like real estate. To be clear, you are not panic selling or abandoning the equity markets entirely. You are executing a calculated, strategic reallocation to protect your wealth. By aligning your savings with domestic energy and hard assets, you position your portfolio to survive and potentially grow, even if the tariff policies continue to stifle international trade. The final step addresses your direct income. In the 10 months following the 2025 tariffs, the U.S. economy lost 89,000 manufacturing jobs. The policies designed to protect these sectors instead saddled them with massive input costs. Relying on a single employer during a period of widespread corporate hiring freezes and volatile supply chains is incredibly dangerous. If that one main cable snaps, your household finances immediately collapse. Map out one secondary stream of revenue immediately, whether it is consulting, freelance work, or monetizing a skill. Use that new income to increase your emergency savings target by 20%. Your explicit objective here is to stockpile 3 to 6 months of highly liquid cash. You need a runway long enough to withstand a sudden layoff or an extended period of stagflation without turning to credit cards. A household sustained by a single paycheck is exposed to every macroeconomic shock. A household supported by diverse revenue pillars can absorb the blow and keep moving. When businesses change their plans 50 times in a year to adapt to trade policies, personal income diversification becomes the ultimate form of job security. This checklist lays out exactly what you need to do. Audit your baseline against sticky prices, quarantine variable debt from the Fed, reallocate your portfolio to domestic resilience, and diversify your income streams. You cannot dictate global trade policy or reverse Supreme Court decisions, but executing these 4 steps gives you total control over your household's bottom line. Now that your defense is set against the tariff damage, you need to prepare for the second half of this crisis. Next week, we break down how the US-Iran war disrupts global energy markets and what it means for your utility budgets and gas pump numbers. Subscribe to the channel right now so you do not miss it. Every week, we cut through the political noise to deliver clear, actionable strategies to protect your money in a high-inflation world. We will see you in the next video.